Men, really appreciate you guys stopping by. My name is Mountaineer Paul, and you have landed yourself again at Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. Whew. Isn't it nice to be back in the win column? I'll tell you, man, I'm so proud of the team and the way they fought today. I'm not a Neil Brown apologist, but I'm glad they stayed fighting for their coach and somebody they believe in. How about Chad Scott in that running back room this year? They have overperformed and performed better than any other position group on the West Virginia team over and over this season. And once again, it pulled through again today. Jalen Anderson averaged 10 yards a carry, totaled the ball 15 times for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns today. It didn't matter who was handing the ball off to him. That dude was a man-child. It really looked like the light bulb went on for him today. He was so patient in the running game. He reminded me of an earlier version of Le'Veon Bell, the way he would stretch those run plays out, wait for a crease, and then explode up into the hole. He looks like if we can keep him, it's a big storyline moving forward. Are we going to be able to keep some of these guys? He looks like a guy that moving forward is going to be a really productive player for West Virginia. Same thing for C.J. Donaldson in the future. Can you imagine the two-headed monster of C.J. Donaldson and Jalen Anderson? Oh, man, I just salivate at the thought of that happening, guys. I got to tell you, it excites me to no end. We've got a lot of pieces we got to keep from this team, guys. We need to keep the offensive line intact, or at least who can stay intact. And we need to keep somebody at the quarterback spot. I prefer Nicco Marchiol. I know his numbers didn't stand out today in just what was an absolutely atrocious atmosphere for your first start on the road against a team that was 7-4. Wasn't the easiest spot for Nicco to come into. And this is what I say about Nicco. He does have all the physical tools. He does. But it's his intangibles as a leader that really set him apart from everybody else that I have looked at on our squad. Garrett Green plays with a fire in his stomach, but he's not as much of a leader from a vocal standpoint. Nicco Marchiol, not only does he do the right things in practice every day, but he also comes to play. If you watch him at all in high school, you'll know this is a guy that gives his all. He leaves it all on the field. Against Bishop Gorman, he came back from 17-point deficit. Threw up all over the ball during the process. It was an amazing sight to see. I'm myself envisioning, guys, I can't help but fantasize a little bit. Can you imagine Nicco Marchiol handing the ball off to C.J. Donaldson and Jalen Anderson next year, pulling that thing and throwing it deep to Rodney Gallagher and some of the other great players that we signed in this signing class? Man, just something to behold and something that really excites me going forward. I said it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm on record of saying this. You go back and look at my videos, go look at my Twitter account. Before we move any further, if you don't care, like and subscribe. If you don't care, if you haven't subscribed to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, would really appreciate you to hit the subscription button. It says that over 80% of you guys that are watching the videos are not subscribing. I would like to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm almost to 500 subscribers. So if you guys could try to get me to 500 subscribers today. But yeah, if you go back to my Twitter account, anything like that, I've been saying for weeks, if Neil Brown can insert Nicco Marchiol and win and look good doing it at some point this season, it may convince the powers that be to keep him. Now, that decision may have already been made, but when his status was really up in the air, the best option he had going forward was to win with Nicco Marchiol at quarterback, if it was possible. That finally happened today. I'm not saying we should keep Neil Brown, but being that if you watch my video from earlier, all the high-profile guys seem to be getting scooped up. Not really sure where that leaves us in the coaching search. But in the face of all this negativity we have around the program right now, guys, if you can just focus your eyes on the kids we have on the field and as fans, do everything we can to try to retain these kids and support these kids. That way, no matter who coaches this team next year has a chance to be successful. What do you guys think, guys? Do you think the future of Mountaineer football was on the field today, minus a Rodney Gallagher and some other people that are going to show up? Tell me down in the comments, guys. I would like to hear it from you. Really appreciate you guys tuning in for this episode. Just a quick video after the game. Wanted to touch on this subject. I thought it was fun to talk about. I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if it shows or not. I'm not feeling the best, but I really appreciate you guys for supporting me, man. And this has been another episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This episode is over, and I'm out. Thanks, guys.
This is for Cameron. Cam. Oh.